Welcome to another edition of Around the Diamond podcast. I'm your host, Kevin Mensch, with Mr. Steve Weinreiter, who is in between vacations, as usual, and Miss Elise Delaney here today talking about, well, we're going to hear how, if Steve's actually been working on vacation, but...
very little. Very little.
You say that, I don't know. Does Nicole actually let you near a computer when you're on vacation, or what is the deal?
So define let me. So
you have to grab it and run out of the room, type of thing. I mean, are you allowed to sit there and tell her, "Hey, I'm going to do this right now"? And
I used to, yes, but I think I mentioned this maybe probably off camera. So hopefully she's not watching this. But there were times, where we would, like I said, she loves to travel, and I do what I'm told. But we'd literally be under a beach or under a canopy on a beach, and I'd be on my phone or iPad or laptop, and for a while there she'd be like, "Really? Like, is that what this is going to be about?" And finally, at first I'd be like, "Yes, ma'am," whatever.
No,
but then it was like, then I got smart. Or smarter. I don't know that I'm smart, but I got smarter. I'm like, well, how much do you enjoy these vacations? Because
I like
some of this,
you're throwing
it's a little twisted.
No, he's
Like, you don't want to be a doctor anymore. You want to be stay-at-home mom and work on her business. Okay, that means I have to.
He served.
Manipulation.
No, he was serving the ball to her court,
negative.
letting her decide whether she wanted to return it.
The ball came over to my side.
No, you served it. Here you go. Send it right back.
It wasn't over. It wasn't pickleball. This was like men's tennis.
I'm picturing Tom Hanks in Bachelor Party where he's playing baseball with the tennis racket. Not, here's your question. I'll knock it out of the park type of thing. Yeah.
And I think it was a pretty easy answer for her. It was, yes, sir. I do like these vacations.
We're going to have to bring her.
You might have just changed the dynamic of their relationship forever.
I don't see a yes, sir, coming out of your wife at all. Yes,
I'm quite confident she's never once said that, actually. I think I was misremembering. Pretty sure.
He was daydreaming, actually.
Yeah.
That's what it was.
For sure.
But that was, he fell asleep with his Mai Tai underneath his umbrella. With his umbrella drink, with his computer.
Pina colada, for the record.
Yeah, he's probably reading the news.
With an umbrella.
Yeah, exactly.
Absolutely.
Exactly.
I can't.
Yeah,
I am.
Nothing wrong with that.
I'm
That's
busted.
fine. That's what people need to understand, that when you're the CEO, you're allowed to take vacation. Which I just think that as an employee, that your vacation should not be spent, more time on vacation not be spent than in the office.
Yeah, this month it's not normal. It's not normal.
It's not this month.
It's not this.
Steve.
Yeah,
no,
it's not.
It's this
typical.
Year.
Yeah, but that's true.
The funny thing is, it'll be August, September, and there won't be anything. Right? You won't drink, and you go, "Oh, I've got to catch up." Right? I'm behind on my vacation.
Yeah, that's true, because you were working in Alaska.
I was not like
whale watching and moose hunting is not.
It's working to somebody.
You are educating yourself, I guess. If you consider that word.
It was funny because I was at the casino, and I guess the demographics on an Alaskan cruise, there wasn't a whole lot of people in the casino when we were in the Bahamas a couple months ago on the cruise ship. It sounds bad. I'm like backing myself into a corner here on accident. But on that cruise, the casino was filled, right? But on this Alaskan cruise, it was like, man, we need some energy up in here, And so you got to know some of the folks that were in there consistently. And when we when we did the podcast, one of these guys, and he was a younger guy, and and I was older, so I was betting a little more money. So he was kind of asking me questions and gravitating towards certain things, and And as I got the podcast set up, he happened to be walking by that part of the ship, and he looks over and is like, what the hell? What's going on? You know, because I had like pillows stacked up on each other, and then the iPad.
Couldn't do it from the crap
Y'all
table?
should have seen my setup too.
I could not. That'd
have been awesome.
So it was like, man, they don't even let you use your cell phone at those things. But I mean, I'm a rule breaker. I guess I should have tried. But so he walks by and he's like, "What the hell?" And I was like, "I'll tell you in the casino later."
He did anybody has the phone number for Gamblers Anonymous, please send to Steve.
100%.
Maybe I'll deliver.
Yeah. Colton tells me last night, by the way, I'm sure Kane's doing some of this too. That whole group is betting on sports.
Yes.
Relentlessly,
it's perpetual.
Man. Because one of them had success. The rest of them think, I could do that.
Oh, they
too.
were arguing. There was 15 of them at the
class.
house the other night, and they're talking about. I think they've got Messi for +1.5 right now, and I'm thinking, what are you guys?
What are we doing?
Yeah.
Honestly, I'm so impressed by that though. That's awesome that your boys are doing that though. That they're okay. Never mind. I retract my statement.
Sorsby.
Yes.
It'll all work out for him. He'll be fine.
I mean,
he was in hot water for a little bit. Yeah.
And just think, when we were in college, we couldn't do it. It couldn't even work.
We didn't have
now these
cell
kids can
phones.
bet. They were getting Ferraris and
yes.
I couldn't do anything.
Yeah.
And now they're paying kids to stay in college.
They're getting paid more money than if you're not a high round selection.
Mm-hmm.
Stay and make more money.
So, but they're not staying to get a better education.
No.
I also do want to compliment you on your shoes today. We've got some closed-toed shoes going on. We flip-flop positions. They look really good.
I figured Steve was off vacation for a week. I figured I'd let him see something. It's probably all he's seen when he.
Well, I had to pack my bag for the next one, and my flip-flops were the first thing that goes in there.
Of course they were.
You know,
exactly.
You don't blame me
on
that.
But hey, I love my UFOs. They're comfortable. They help my knees, my back. It sucks.
Have you OnCloud? Have you ever had OnClouds?
I love OnCloud.
They are amazing.
Oh
These
my
are better.
gosh!
Really? Well, I was hiking on a glacier.
Yeah, for running. Yes.
I'm like that was that was like a game changer.
I know Hoka's and OnClouds.
Yes,
that's the way to go. But I haven't tried that, so that's next.
There you go. That's what's next.
But what is next for ADL? So no, in all seriousness,
Hawaii.
So, yeah,
Sunday.
Yes. Yeah, after Hawaii.
Is that what you're meaning? Or?
Yeah. No, but okay, in all seriousness, I feel like for the last at least 6 to 9 months, every single time we have a conversation, we have new tech upcoming, we're working on this integration and stuff, and it's incredible. It's genuinely incredible. So what is the next steps? What are these timelines? Share all your details.
It's it all revolves around how do we operate as a $100+ million company, because that's markedly different than where we've been for the first 14, 15 years. Mm-hmm. Right. And had the level of efficiency and SOPs and all that is what it's a crash course, what we're learning right now. Right. Is that type of level looks and feels completely different than where we've been. Mm-hmm. And I was telling Jesse Buckingham, the CEO of Vuma, on his show yesterday, that I thought that going from 10 or 12 to 35, because we did that like in 18 months, I thought that was the biggest challenge that we would ever face. And I think that this current scale that we're going through right now surpasses that, and rather easily, I would say. Yeah. Just from a standpoint of, we were fairly, I think, consistent with what type of business that was coming at us back then. We didn't have a warehouse. We didn't do a whole lot of LTL. It was pretty much over the road, drive in, type of freight, and that's where you get into a rinse and repeat, right? It's different lanes, it's different vendors, it's different relationships, et cetera. But the process is a rinse and repeat. Mm-hmm. With what's going on right now, we have multiple departments that are just they're scaling off the charts, and when you add in, like you say, all the development that we're doing and have been doing for several months, it's nonstop. Mm-hmm. It's nonstop. I'm getting probably. And this is not like a wine and cheese thing or getting you guys to be like, oh yeah, you do need to go to Hawaii and Alaska, Indianapolis, Mexico in like a 6-week time period. We won't. but I'm on average right now, I'm getting about 4 hours of sleep a night.
Oh my goodness.
Because, but while that sounds challenging, I love it. I absolutely love it. I think I shut down this morning. I was going to say last night. That would be false. I was bumping right up against 3:00.
Wow.
Right. So by the time I cleaned up a little bit and got into bed, I'm looking at the clock and it's 3:06, and I'm like, am I going to wake her up? Or she's been sleeping for a little while now, so she's probably not. And then 6:45, my brain's starting to go again. And so that's that's got an expiration date. I can't do that for forever, but I'm really enjoying it right now because we're seeing the fruits of our labor, right? It's no different for Kevin when, he in the off season, he's working on going the other way, with the fastball on the outside or working on base running or whatever. And then he goes into a season and he has games where he, 7 games in a row and he's hitting a home run. He's seeing the fruits of that, right? And for me, it's no different, right? We're getting out of this what we're putting into it, and that doesn't always work like that, right? It hasn't always worked like that here. So, we are juggling a lot of projects at the same time, and I think it's a testament to, and I talk about this on the show all the time, and it's because I truly mean it, and I think about it all the time, is that the team that we have here, the leaders that we have here, it's a special group.
Mm. Oh, absolutely.
And Nicole, when we were in Alaska, she picked up on the fact, I think I worked less than 5 hours, right? Fantastic. Less than 5 hours, and we were gone 2 weeks. I'm not counting like checking emails or whatever, but but even that was fast, mm-hmm. And a couple of times, I would tell my father-in-law, Bill, I'd be like, hey, do you mind driving? I'm going to open up the iPad and try to get some stuff knocked out. And dang, we get on the road. It was between, Talkeetna and Denali, which is a couple hour drive, and there was no cell service. So I'm like, I can't do anything. But I'm like, hey, thanks, Bill. I'm gonna take a little nap.
Amazing.
So, but then you're looking out the window and your eyeballs don't believe what they're seeing. Oh. So it was we didn't. I didn't fall asleep, nor did I work. Right. So it was cool. But that's kind of the. That's kind of the environment right now for us, is just, it's non-stop, mm-hmm. But I think I personally enjoy the heck out of it.
Do you see the end in sight of the nonstop, or do you think that after these few things roll out, or several things roll out, it'll just end up being more and more?
It's a great question, one that I think about a lot. For me personally, there is a light at the end of the tunnel because we are so close to getting all of these integrations either buttoned up or most of them already to the finish line. And Julian and that carrier sales team and Rob and the ops team and the LTL group, they're all benefiting from a lot of those already. There's still a little bit more to do. Once we finish those things, for me, I'll extract myself from the weeds a little bit, and it'll be a little more of a normal environment. But I had I was at the World Cup last week with it was great, and Nicole and I met Darren Woodson and Clint Manning from the Cressa Group. They're our real estate. Commercial real estate folks, and they had brought a group from the Star, and we met them in the parking lot. Everybody was getting out of these Sprinter vans, and I noticed a guy, and I'm like, man, I know him from somewhere, and I asked Clint, I was like, is that guy on y'all's team? Is it one of your clients? And he's like, oh no, that's Sean. He's the CEO of Forward Air. And I was like, oh, that's where I know him, because he's a Keller guy. And so he and I spent a little bit of time together, and he gave me some coaching on some things that was really interesting, and definitely it was rewarding for me to get a chance to get a conversation like that with somebody that's so successful and built a company much bigger than this. But one of the things that he told me, and it's resonated with me since that conversation, was, I told him, I was like, I'm much more in the weeds than what you are, and he goes, you should be. Mm. And he goes, you need to stay there. And he gave me some examples of, some household names, some big names of companies in the space that are somewhat stagnant because those CEOs aren't in the weeds like what they need to be. And the definition of being in the weeds, what I'm going through right now is probably not what he's defining, but to the point where I've got my pulse on what's going on in the departments and that sort of thing. I think it was really really productive feedback for me. So
that's fantastic. And Kevin, do you want to make a bet with me right now on when it does slow down, where his first vacation will be next?
Once it slows down, he'll be on permanent vacation. There's the problem.
He's not going to take any advice.
Yeah.
No, not at all.
What weeds?
Kevin knows me well.
It'll be him showing up with like a surfboard here and flip flops and a bait. Where are you heading? Just seeing what's on my desk, and then
Speedo.
Yeah, I'm back.
It'll be a Speedo. I lost. That's one of the things Darren Woods said to me. He's going to come on the show. We were going up the escalator or the elevator, and then he was like, "Oh, hey, Steve." He's like, "Man," he's like, "You're looking good." But he kind of like caught himself, like he was feeling bad.
Right,
He's like, "Well, you look like shit before." and I was like, "Man, I really appreciated it. Somebody of his stature, and I've learned a lot. That is a guy. I can't wait to have him on the show. That's a guy that has accomplished. He reminds me a lot of Kevin. He's accomplished so much, and he's a household name that doesn't act like it. That the humbleness is like always there.
Yeah.
And such a good guy. So I can't wait to have him on the show. But it's I think what we have accomplished in the last several months, right? When this does slow down, as far as all these projects that we're working on or whatever, when it gets to a point where we can breathe, I think we're going to look back on this the first half of 26 and probably the first 3 quarters of 26, where we look back and go, holy cow, how did we accomplish all that?
And how did we do it before? It's probably
exactly.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, how did we accomplish everything we did before we had all this integrated?
Yes.
The grace of God. That is literally all it is. But you know, when you look at it, since late December-ish, you know, we will have integrated 7 different platforms into Navigator.
Wow.
Did a complete redesign of our workflow, right? You know, I know the new load board and the workflow with it on the agent side is
it's beautiful.
Is so much better,
so
right?
Beautiful. We presented it yesterday to the agents, and we got wows. So excited. I mean, it's gorgeous. It looks amazing.
And hat tip to Rob. I wish I could take credit for the concept, but he had to beat me over the head with it, and then I took it from there, and we worked together without Rob bringing that to the table. The level of efficiency that we're working in now would pale in comparison. It's like what you said, like how do we do that before? Right. But you know, we have the redesign, we have all these different integrations, and on top of that. And I can't wait to have the episode where we really get to go public.
Really present it all.
Yeah.
Yes.
Because it's something that we've been talking about for years, and it felt like a mountain mentally for me. Like how are we going to do that? And there's been several people along the way that have reinforced the concept that I think we could get that done. And some of those guys aren't here anymore, and you know, but hopefully they you know get a chance to feel like they were at least part of, you know, the concept. Yeah, because you know, you don't turn something into reality without it being a concept first, right? And so we are very, very close to going live with an LTL tool that I am so excited about. One thing that we are not short of here is confidence, right?
Yes.
You got to have it, right? How much did that help you on the baseball field?
There's confidence and there's cocky. It's just about the confidence part. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, they're very, very, very close to each other. And you know, when I was having this conversation with somebody last night, it's like, Steve Poston, who is a good friend of mine, who's a CEO of an insurance company. And we were talking about his daughter and Madeline play on the same volleyball team. Steve, you got to come on the show, by the way. That's a remarkable story too. But we were having a conversation, and his son plays baseball, and I was telling him, I was like, man, like if my wristbands felt good, my cleats felt good, my jersey felt good, my glasses were clean, I was like, I knew I was going to go 3 for 3 that day, you know. And if it didn't, I'm like, oh hell! Before the game even started, I knew it was 0 for 4.
It got to.
Yeah. It was 0 for 4.
Yeah.
You know, because that you have to look the part, or that's probably why I didn't play college. Okay. Besides the fact that I was 5'8" and, you know.
No, nothing of that.
No.
The outfit.
But that's what's happening here is we have this. We've got this design where we're walking the walk and we're talking the talk, right? And we're accomplishing so much in such a short period of time that I don't think it's an exaggeration. I don't know that something like this has ever been accomplished in this space, at least for companies, our size, even though we're not a small company anymore. But when you think about it, building the LTL tool that we are, as comprehensive as that is, along with all these different integrations, a new workflow, right? The workflow has been huge, while managing a scale of this magnitude. It's remarkable.
And I feel like you do two things super well to get you there. One is you listen to just anyone's ideas, and I love that mentality. I think it's so important for people in leadership, especially to have that. And I know you know that with coaches too. You were just talking about it on the last podcast, is being able to identify that person's strengths, no matter who they are. Find that strength and utilize it and listen to them. And I think that really got you there for sure.
Especially knowing being in a space you talk about, right? Being in the space, knowing already what to look for, right? We would have tryouts. People would, we could tell after a few swings whether somebody could do it or they couldn't. And that was it. You don't have to waste people's time doing it. Some people don't like that because, they'll blame something else other than the fact of either, and that's another thing too, right? Somebody's going to come out and, whether we're coaching, somebody complains about something. You're just not the right fit if that's all it's going to be about, is it's somebody else's fault as opposed to, and that's why, especially, but you have people around you, right? When I was the head coach per se, I had you, Branch, Justin, Fred around, guys that I could bounce things off of to say, if somebody sees something, or if we had an issue with the pitch or something, we would all converse about it. It wasn't be one person making the decision.
Amazing.
To be able to, right? Because collectively, this is about everybody. So, and you're only as strong as your weakest link. Mm-hmm. So in doing that, that's what you wanted to do, to figure out how you could get the coaches to, if somebody saw something, hey, do you see this? Yeah. And like you said, what they always tell you is, as a teacher, there's no such thing as a bad question, right? Especially
except for the one that's not asked.
Yes. So, and that's the thing. That's what you want. You want people to interact, to be involved, to know what's going on, right? Because by not paying attention, not listening, and trying and understanding things, you're leaving yourself open to what did I miss, right? You want, and that's how you grow. That's by learning. You can't grow by just watching something on TV. Well, I did this, I automatically got better. You watch. And then you do, and then that's how you were able to say, you as coaches, you get involved. You can tell a kid to do all they want, but until you get involved and show them, now I can, and then it motivates them to, wait, you did it, now I can do it. How do I do it to be better? Someone else did not want to tweak. Can I do it better than you?
Yeah, absolutely.
That time that we spent coaching together, there was a time right before I started American Diamond where I almost decided to coach baseball, right? And nobody at that time could have convinced me that I couldn't have gone and been a manager at the major league level, right? Then I started coaching with him, and I'm like, and I had a ton of confidence that I knew baseball in and out. Like if it wasn't logistics, baseball is my thing. Yeah. And it didn't take but about 32 seconds being around him. I'm like, oh my God, I'm just going to shut my mouth and use my ears. And I learned more about baseball in that 4 years. I think it's 4 years that we coached together. And this guy, I over and over, I would watch him interact with these kids, and they were 12, 13, 14, 15, whatever at the time. And I'm like, these kids, and they were too young to realize it, but I'm like, they don't realize how special what this guy is pouring into them and telling them how fortunate that they are.
Oh, the opportunity, yes.
Kevin could go into Major League Baseball right now, and I'm convinced that he would be one of the best hitting coaches that's out there. Just listening to him explain it. And for 4 years, I sat back, and that was so fun for me being a baseball guy, and it helped me on the business side because, like you say, I had a ton of confidence in what I knew about baseball going into that, but it taught me immediately use the ears and not my mouth all the time. I know it's hard to believe in these podcast episodes, but it helped me. It helped me on the business side to go, you know, you learned how to use your ears and listen to somebody who knew a hell of a lot more than you did. And now I've taken it over here.
Yes. And we were just talking about that line between like arrogance and confidence. I think being able to recognize that person knows more than me and stop and listen, that is that line. That is the decision to say, I'm confident, but I'm humble enough to stay here, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think it's a big part of being a CEO is being able, not just being able, but being effective at looking at the mirror and go, what else do you need to add, you know, to my skill set, or what do I need to work on to get better, or what do I need to add to the executive team with the skill set that I don't have, you know, which there's a lot, but it's I think it's really important, and fortunately we've got a really good team around here that fills a lot of those gaps.
Absolutely.
Well, that's what you do as coaches or anything else, right? You know, people are going to come and go, right? People are going to leave, right? They're going to leave the business, but at the same time, you're just reloading, right? You're bringing somebody else in, right? If we lose somebody, right, you're going to find somebody else, and they're going to bring another skill set that's going to help. And then who knows what that skill set leads to if it opens another avenue to build here at ADL of something else that you wouldn't even have thought, wait, that's something we can implement here right now. You've got somebody else to run that whole division. So it's amazing how that all works, and how it's, you know, how this whole thing just continues to grow.
Yeah.
Well, and it's also amazing that then that was kind of the second part I was saying of what has got you here, is that when you find a gap, you build something to fill it. Every single time, you know, you created our TMS, and then now you're creating an LTL platform, and there's so much more coming too that I can't wait to announce as well.
Yeah.
But
yeah,
how much of that? I'm so sorry, Ashley.
I did it a second ago too.
And he did it too, so we're all guilty. I'm sorry.
The issue is everybody does it.
At least we're self-aware right now. My bad. Anyways, how much of that do you credit to the people that you're surrounding yourself with and those ideas that you're getting from them too?
A lot.
Yeah.
A lot. Actually, probably all of it, because, you know, I think that as companies mature, they change in so many different ways. And when I started this place, I had no concept of that whatsoever. And I think you are forced almost to really, or if you want to be successful, you're forced, right? To take a step back and go, who are people that I can lean on to learn from? Because one of the things I was always told, and I didn't know what the saying meant until I figured it out, was it's lonely at the top. You know, it can be it can be a lonely place sometimes, and you have to have that internal fortitude to ask people and be comfortable with criticism, whether it be constructive or not. Right. And sometimes I've been better at that than others. But I think you adapt to being able to learn from others and really take that into productive action. And it's to the point now I love it. You know, having that conversation with Sean, you know, and you know, similar situations like that. I love it because what you realize is everybody has to do that, right? Nobody was born with all the answers, and it's something. I don't know if you deal with this with Kane, but like Colton, I tell him all the time, you know, because he has that entrepreneurial DNA and that just crazy drive. Well, one thing I'm working on him with is I I feel like he's got a lot to learn from a standpoint of it's okay to admit you were wrong or that you don't have an answer to something.
Yep.
That doesn't mean you won't figure it out or you won't learn. It just means that right then and there, you need help with something, right? Mm-hmm. And I don't know if it's an age thing or what, but
probably some of it. I mean, think about how old they are, right? We thought we knew everything. Yeah. Right. Nobody could tell us, right from wrong. But certain things, it was something that we were really passionate about. Maybe you tend to listen a little bit more than it was something that was, But I think it's something that they'll learn to outgrow until they kind of run into a wall face first and go, oh, they were right? Yeah. What do your parents tell you? Yeah. You remember that when you were a kid, your parents are going to say, it's going to be like that when you get old, and you go, no, it's not. Yeah. Yeah. And then all of a sudden you go, times. They were right. Yeah. Yeah, exactly. So where you tell them, if you say something, and I'll go say verbatim the same thing, and he'll go, wow, you know what? You're right. Yeah. Yeah. Really? Yeah, yeah. What in the world?
Happens all the time.
Yeah, exactly. So, yeah, it's like, Dad's full of shit. Mm-hmm. But he's not. But he just said the same. And you look at your kid, you go, I just said it. So that's what I tend to do when somebody says, I say, this is exactly what I just said. And see, do you understand?
See what you have to look forward to?
You've actually said that to me before, actually. Yeah, I've been there. Yeah. I know. My son's Jordan. Getting there too. He's 8 now. So he's really finding his personality, getting his own opinions, asking though, but why? But why are we doing
You're not allowed to have your own opinions until you're financially independent.
No, I want my son to become a CEO one day. So I do want him to ask me those questions and get those answers, and grow that creativity and melt it out. So one day he'll be watching these podcasts and listening to you guys.
And he'll be very proud of his mom. She does a fantastic job.
Well, I'm so proud of him already.
There you go. That's all that matters.
Yeah, absolutely. How old is Cole?
Colton's going to be. Kane. They're all seniors. They're all going to be seniors. Gosh, we're getting old.
And 96 felt like it feels like it was yesterday. Gosh, for me, man. Yeah. What's funny is we had our 20-year reunion, which literally feels like yesterday. And there were a couple people that couldn't, like some folks in Grapevine. I mean, I think I graduated with 700 and some odd kids or whatever, right? 800. It was a lot.
That's a pretty big class.
It was. It was. And when we did the 20-year, some were available Friday, some were available Saturday, and so the 30 years this year, obviously, and they were putting together something for the Saturday night of the weekend that we're having in October, and I was like, hey, I'll host an event at my house Friday, right? So we're having half the reunion at my place with I'm like, hey, we'll have bartenders, we'll have waiters that are coming around, and so I'm looking forward to it, but it feels 30 years goes by so fast. So fast. Yeah, I remember when we threw my mom her 50th birthday and I'm like, dang, man. That's like that.
How long has that been?
For 20 it's been 22 years for her. Right? But now, like April, I'll be 50. I'm like, 50? What the hell is going on, man? It's crazy.
But 50's young nowadays. I think everyone agrees. People used to joke about 30 being old. I don't feel like people think 30 is actually old anymore.
It's not.
No. I mean, I feel like people who are in their 40s and like late 40s, early 50s are still acting like people did when they were in their 30s, just with more wisdom.
That's right. That's right. Yeah, Rob saw a picture of me from like 20 years ago. He's it's actually my mouse pad or whatever. And he's like, who the hell is that? I'm like,
this random
what
family.
do you mean? I'm like, that's me. And he's like, well, the good news is you are aging very well. You look.
That is good
I'm like, I don't know whether to crush you in your face right now or give you a hug. One of the two.
That's so funny.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
Good times.
Yeah.
It's there is no rest for the weary here though. So if I'm 50 on paper, I'm probably 150 in whatever real age or what the biological clock.
Yeah.
Man,
Do you think you will ever get there mentally where you're in your 50s?
I hope not.
No,
I hope not.
we're a bunch of kids.
I hope not.
I
Absolutely.
feel like for you that'll never happen. That's decided.
We're much more mature on these podcasts than what we are in person.
Yes. But you guys keep things lively.
Oh yeah. Well,
We do.
Patrick, our CFO, always jokes with me. He's like, what all medicate? What all do you take? I'm like, testosterone, Adderall. What's the other one? Oh, tirzepatide. He's like, you're like a walking CVS, And I'm like, well, it's working.
But you're there.
It's
Yeah,
working.
absolutely.
Yeah,
You've
so
got the energy. You've got the pep still.
Exactly.
Yeah,
You can
absolutely.
STFU, right? Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
Oh
No.
man.
But I guess today we've figured out where we're going to go in the next 6 months to a year, Steve. I know we'll count your vacations as well. We'll see how if you come back with a tan, if you come back at all. What if he doesn't come back is the question, I guess.
Well, I do know that he's going next year to Japan already. So that'd be real sad he missed Japan.
He
Seems like a
can
great
give me
time.
some good feedback there.
Give you some good feedback on Japan.
Yeah.
So.
Where are you going next, Kevin?
I'm actually going to go home for a week. Back to Delaware. I'm going to go home and enjoy a little week off, vacation back home. Hopefully, it was over 100 the last few weeks. So I'm
Good Lord.
I didn't know
Yes.
it got that hot up there.
Oh, it does with
Ugh.
and with humidity too.
Ugh.
So it can be
If I'm so.
Y'all
tired
going to go to
of
the
this.
beach?
No, we're going to go home just to relax. And now Beach House is running, and it's a mob scene from from Memorial Day to Labor Day. It is
Really?
just packed.
Really?
It's nonstop people. I mean, it's
What's
insane.
that water like up there?
68 degrees, perfect.
So
I don't like it here. Like I got to go jump in a lake when it's 85.
68 degrees, perfect. Oh,
Yes.
no.
When it's-
Absolutely not.
I don't want to jump in a bathtub if I'm sweating. I want to be
soak in it.
No,
that's where the
Still.
pina colada comes into play.
Yeah, you drink a cold drink and it helps regulate you.
Yeah, that's what helps too. So we'll both be on vacation. Sorry, Elise.
You're going.
I'll
next
be
week.
here.
Yeah, sorry, Elise, you won't be going. I don't know if you're going on vacation.
No, I'm not. I have no vacations for the
Honeymoon, I guess, is
year.
her next vacation. So.
December.
Do y'all have that
Not-
picked out
No.
where you're going?
No. We'll figure it
I
out.
have some
as we go.
recommendations.
I bet you do.
Yeah.
Have you ever been to Portugal? Because we're considering Portugal.
That was on the list with Japan, and my wife and I were Portugal and Spain, and although Trump this morning said Spain wasn't living up to their end of the bargain with NATO and some things, he's like, stop going. I'm like, yes sir, that's off the list. I agree. If they're not contributing,
I'm not contributing either.
That's
not
right.
getting my money.
That's right.
Exactly.
But
Well-
Portugal, I've heard is real nice. I think that'd be awesome.
Yeah. So maybe in December.
We can come up with some ideas for it. Yeah.
Thanks, guys.
figure
I
it out.
appreciate
Yeah,
it.
absolutely.
Yes.
Yeah.
If anybody has any recommendations, feel free to shoot Elise
We got
an
6
email.
months.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
And she'll
At
have-
elise.delaney@adldelivers.com.
exactly.
That's awesome.
Exactly. So, all right. Well, I guess until next time, we get to sit here and have these conversations about hopefully in the next few
Hopefully
months,
with the
we're gonna
tan.
have,
Actually, maybe you'll have a pina colada in your next video on the
Maybe.
beach.
Wow.
That would be. I can guarantee with 100% certainty that will happen.
Amazing. All right. I can't wait.
Yeah.
All right, guys. So for Elise Delaney, Steve Weinreiter, I'm Kevin Mensch, and we will see you again next time on Around the Diamond podcast.